you, Sonika. So, my dear friends, today we have Anandji amongst us. Before I invite him to give us his message, I'd like to introduce him, though he needs no introduction to many here. Anand Karneshji, he lives in Amherst, Massachusetts in the US. He works as a professor and chairman of the finance department at the Eisenberg School of Management, University of Massachusetts, Amherst. His original name is Sanjay Navalka, and he was born in Pushkar in Rajasthan. He experienced a Zen awakening at the age of 19, which opened the door to an expanded spiritual awareness. He has engaged in meditative and spiritual practices for the last 35 years. He's the author of one of the great books that we all know, 1,000 Seeds of Joy, of which we have been doing the wisdom sharing sessions since March this year on this platform in various languages. This wisdom sharing sessions have taken our audiences to a total different realm and has helped them to connect to the divine energies. 1,000 Seeds of Joy book is a conversation with the ascended goddesses. This is the first book in this series. This book contains his conversation with Mahadevi Saraswati and Mahadevi Lakshmi. He's currently working on additional books with the Ascended Goddesses series with Goddess Parvati, Goddess Kuan Yin, and Goddess Tara. Welcome to our graduation festival, Anand Karneshji. It gives me great pleasure to invite you to our graduation festival, day 3 today. Anand Karneshji, it's all yours. Sir, you're muted. You're muted again, sir.
Oh.
Yep, now you're fine.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I have to say that 3 times. So thank you, Saroja ji. It has been such an honor to be here with you all. I mean, I am so humbled. I am so delighted. I am so overjoyed. I just don't have words as I'm looking at all of you, and I'm going from one screen to the next, looking at all the faces. So this is so amazing. And Sonika, you're doing such a wonderful job. You're such a great host, and with Sindhu. And thank you, Sonika and Sneha, for those beautiful performances. I just love them. I wish I could just remain your age forever. I feel like your age, and I sometimes jump in joy like you all do. And I have a little story about this. When we first got the message to write the book, 1,000 Seeds of Joy, it is with my collaborator. Her name is Jade Devi. And so we both got this message. And as we were getting this message, and Jade was seeing Lakshmi ji, like we said, yeah, we will write this book because this book has all your messages. Goddess Lakshmi used to give us messages. So she saw Goddess Lakshmi jump in joy, and she was clapping and jumping in joy. Just like you would do, children would do. So, all this, you learn about meditation, you learn about closing your eyes, being with nature. All of these things have a lot of joy in them. So don't think they're serious things. Nothing serious. If it's something serious, if somebody tells you that's a serious thing and you should have a serious expression on your face, or if you see somebody serious, tell them to smile more. Meditation is all about smiling, the inner smile, inside you, there is a smile. So really, you're not doing anything in meditation except just being more of you. You know how to be you as children. You're so divine, so happy, so lovely. And what starts happening is, as we grow older, that divine nature, that who you are, so sweet, loving, everybody just wants to love you, hug you, and all of that. We start losing a little bit of that as we start getting older, because the world, the way it exists, there's a lot of problems in the world, So a lot of people live in a more serious way. So they think that is the better way because they have too much fear, they have too much insecurities. There's always all kinds of problems which you are protected from. But as you get older, you have to make money, you have to make a livelihood, you have to get food on the table, you have to do all those things. So all those things start weighing on you. But all these things that we give so much attention to, they seem like a problem because we've given them too much importance. They are finite. The difference between finite and infinite? How many people know what is finite and what is infinite? Raise your hand. Yeah. Infinite is big, like the whole universe. All the stars and the moons and the galaxies and the universes, that is infinite, right? Now, deep inside you, you have this infinite being. You cannot see it. It's not visible. But through your being, through your infinity, you can touch the stars, the moon. That's how you can touch, that's how you can feel the stars and the moon, right? So that infinite place is what we need to give importance to. That infinite place is where you can remain what you are always. You can be, I'm turning 57, you can be my age, you can still feel that happiness coming from your childhood because you're connected to that infinity. That infinity never ages. Do you think stars age? They don't, right? Stars are stars, right? I mean, they age, but billions of years, right? So what do you think moon ages? Not really. I mean, all these big things are, forever there. They age very slowly. So you can feel like that. You can have this timeless experience going back to yourself. That's why your parents tell you, and that's why Saroja, ma'am, tells you to meditate. And that is why the Crystal Children Corner Academy is so beautiful. It is connecting you to that infinity. And trust me, when I was your age, there was one time when I was only, how old? Maybe 9 years old. And in Pushkar, we went to this place. And my cousins were singing some devotional song, Rama Rama, and I was also singing it. And it suddenly became very beautiful. And then we entered this place called Pachkunda in Pushkar, and you should go there someday. I had the most blissful experience there. Like my whole body became full of joy, happiness, and it came from nowhere. It was not like I had received a new thing, a new toy or whatever. It was just in me, that bliss, and I was very aware of that happiness that I felt. Profound, like complete silence, complete bliss, complete joy, love. And at that time, my parents didn't know that I was having that experience. But some of you, when you go into nature, you're having these experiences. Some of you have had this, like this feeling of happiness just comes when you are with mountains. And yeah, see, so many hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God. Look at the other screens, So many people have had this experience. So my advice to the parents when your children are having that experience is that for that period, you are the teacher. Okay? Not always. Not when you have to do your homework and all that. But in just that moment when you're having that experience, you are the teacher. Be silent. And if your parents are next to you, you hold their hand and make them sit with you. And you both be silent, enjoy the nature. And that experience is what we're all craving for. Your parents, teachers, adults, that inner beauty, that infinity, that, and that is really, like, what do you think? Why are we born? What are we doing here? It's really, we want to be happy. And you can get happiness by, making more friends, getting an ice cream, having more toys, or having, joining some club, whatever, little things you do. Or you can get happiness within. Those moments when you raise your hand, those beautiful moments you had with nature. And sometimes they happen when you really do things with people, you love them deeply, like unconditionally love them. When you give from your heart, you can feel that moment. That giving from the heart is infinite. Infinite. because that love is infinite. It goes out. So if you can keep connecting to this bigness of you, this infinity, which is within you, if you can do that, that's the holistic education. You're the whole, right? That is what we mean by holistic education. Because you're learning about small things like you're learning mathematics, you're learning arithmetic, how to add, you're learning alphabet, you're learning English, you're learning sentences, grammar. All of that is okay, mind connected, right? But all of that learning is, for certain things. You want to make a livelihood, you should know how to do a job. The whole country has to produce food and furniture and all those things have to be done, right? So all that knowledge is good for that. But in the end, we're all looking for that infinity. So don't get lost in your normal education and forget about the infinity. So the Crystal Children Corner Academy, somehow, we were not crystal children and, maybe we were not that smart, but if we were that smart, we would have figured out ways to have all of this in your schooling. But because we don't have so much of it in your schooling, Saroja ma'am is doing it so that you can actually really stay connected to who you are, which is infinite joy, infinite love, infinite beingness. Some of you are kind of psychic also. You can feel energies, If you feel those energies, then you know what you should do? You should just add a lot of love to that. Any energies you feel, which are like, something invisible and you feel it, add a lot of love, a lot of joy, and then send it to Mother Earth. Ground yourself, be completely present in the earth, in your body. And then those experiences will become even better. Whether it's any kind of experience, psychic means, something invisible, something that you feel. And those experiences are so beautiful if you just connect them with love, with joy. So, in the end, it's all how to be more love, how to be more joy, how to have more happiness, how to learn giving, how to, stay in that infinite realm, how to be infinite. From that infinite, when you dance, like I saw when Sonika was dancing, I actually saw light coming out. Did you saw that when she was dancing? The light was coming out. And I know that was like photography, they did it. But I literally feel when Lakshmi dances, our goddess Lakshmi in the book, she says when she dances, the whole nature gets healed. Goddesses do these amazing dances. Like they're pretty cool, like Shiva and Lakshmi and all these. If you saw their dance, there's nothing like that kind of dance out there. And as they dance, that joy goes out into the world. And that joy just heals. If there's let's say there's not been any rains and nature is suffering, then that land will be healed. If a goddess dances there, the rain might come. So these things start happening once you surrender to that energy. So, that's my message to you. Be who you are. You are crystal children. Crystals have great energy. Crystals are healing. Your names are given with crystals. Be like crystals, be these energies. We call them soul feelings, soul energies. They come from within, the infinity. Be more of that. And as you be more of that, you will create paradise, you'll create love in your house. And this is what, your parents can do and you can do. And in those, last thing I'd like to say is in those silences, when you're not doing anything and having those experiences that you raise your hand about, I would encourage the parents, if your children are having those experiences, then sit down with them and don't have to talk, don't have to do anything, just hold each other's hands and just enjoy those moments. In fact, there's a whole spiritual movement called Nurtured Heart Approach based on that. The message of that approach is that generally parents and children interact when you're having a little problem. you're crying about something or you are, having a little issue, then the parents give you attention, right? So then you become used to getting attention only when you're having a problem. And we don't want to do that. We want to give attention to children when they're having these ecstatic experiences. Then there's a real bonding that happens. You don't do much, you look in each other's eyes, hold hands, sit together in silence. And for that, parents have to declutter their lives so they can get some time. That's quality time. And you're encouraging the brains of the children to get wired like that more, that they will come together in silence. Love happening in silence, togetherness happening in silence. If you can do that, then that's such a deep foundation. You'll never forget those moments. Because if my mother was holding my hand when I was enjoying that bliss in Pushkar, and she was feeling that would bond us like for eternity. We are bonded for eternity, but that would further do that. So that is when we bond. And when you're acting out something, you're just crying too much, whatever. Your mother, your father, they're looking at you, but they're not going to give you too much attention at that time. They'll give you the attention you need, because sometimes you could do too much of that, and then we want to ignore that a little bit, but give attention. But when you're having those amazing, blissful moments is when we come together. And of course, they take care of you when you're having a problem. Of course, parents are always there for you. But don't try to get attention by, too much of something, too much of crying, too much of that's not needed. If something happens, you cry, and your parents are with you, and you're done with it, and move back to joy. Move back to joy. That's my message. And immense thanks to Saroja, ma'am. I just looked at your faces. What she's doing is just a miracle on earth, and it's going to create so much joy in the coming years. This is like 1,000 seeds of joy, right? All of you are here, and you'll blossom. And, this is like, I'm so honored to be a part of this and to connect with all of you. Blessings to all of you. Have more joy, have more love. And thank you, Saroja, for inviting me. Thank you, Sonika. You're doing a great job. Thank you all of you children.